So in today's session, what we are going to learn is with respect to the MatDialog only. So in yesterday's class as well as in the practice session, we had learned about how to create a dialog, while clicking a button, how to invoke a dialog box, and how you can able to display some values on the dialog box. So this is what in the yesterday's class as well as in the practice session we had seen. Now, the same thing. In today's class, like what we are going to learn is how to pass a value from the dialog box, HTML to the dialog box, then from one component to the another component. The same thing we are going to have a revision part as student strength is very less. So we are going to have a revision part on it. Let me share my screen. Hope my screen is visible to all. Okay. So in today's class, in what we are going to learn is like in yesterday's class we had seen I have kept a button, right? View details. Likewise, we had kept one button. Then we have kept one exercise. Likewise, two buttons we have created. Now instead of a button, I wanted to have an icon. So already in before 2 to 3 class, sir had already taken about mat icon. So the same thing, only I have also written the same way. But one more thing you need to keep in mind with respect to the mat icon module, what are the things you are supposed to do it? Firstly, with respect to the mat icon module should be imported. Then you need to have a configuration also with respect to the mat icon. So without this configuration, mat icon will not be displayed at all. Let me show you that also. Look at here. I'm having once you are completing the installation of Angular CLI and all those things, you will be getting a file known as index.html file, right? In index.html file, you need to write a link of the material icon at this place. If you are not mentioning this place, if you are not mentioning this statement, you can't able to display a icon in the UI page. Third, see, I'm getting a value. First two letters only I could able to make it visible because this is due to length of my string, like how much weightage it is going to be there. So based upon that, it is going to display the number of characters. If I wanted to display an icon over here, then mandatorily, what are the important things I need to have? I need to import mat icon module also. Then I need to use mat icon tag in my HTML page. For displaying the icon on a UI page, the most important thing is I need to have a linking for material icon. So that has to be mentioned in the index.html page. So this is why I have asked the MCQ question based upon that. So we need a configuration also in order to get our mat icon. So I'm just putting it on a chat window. So this link, you need to have it in a index.html. So without this, icon will not be displayed on the UI page. Now go and check it out. Did I save the file? Not yet. So let me save it. See, now I'm getting a icon over here. So in order to make the icon to be visible, you need to have this in your index.html file. So once this is there, then the icon will be displayed on the UI page. Then another most important thing for icon is you need to have a mat icon module in the app module.ts file, or else in your component module.ts file. Then secondly, you need to have a mat icon tag in where you are expected to be displayed. So at this location, let me show you how I have displayed the mat icon. See, now mat icon I have used, then just a tooltip and all those things also I have used it. Let me show you how it has been seen. When I'm moving, it is getting a hand icon. So this has happened because of a pointer class, because in a pointer class, I have used mouse pointer to be hand. So in CSS class itself, I have explained about this. The same, I have used it over here also. Now, next is how the icon symbol is getting changed. It is based upon the value which you have mentioned at this place. Here I have used the preview. So by default, there are different sort of meaning for the each and every word in the material design. For save, you will be getting a save icon. For delete, you will be getting a delete icon. So these things already in a prior to 2-3 class itself, sir had already explained to you, right? So for the same purpose, you could able to have a button as well as an icon in each and every row. So here, for the example purpose, I have kept the mat icon for your reference purpose. Now mat icon has been there. Now next is in yesterday's practice session, what we had seen, when I'm going to click a button, I'm getting a dialog box. So the same, either a button or mat icon, whatever it is, you could able to display a dialog box. So when I'm going to click a icon or a button, I'm getting a dialog box. This we had seen in the last class. But how this mat icon has been as a flat. Yesterday we had seen button as mat raised button. See at this location. Here what I have used mat flat button. Now instead of flat button, if I'm going to make it as mat raised button, if I'm going to make it as mat raised button, then you could able to see the difference over here. See, I'm getting a mat raised button. See, when we need to use a mat raised button, mat flat button, that you need to decide it. For the icon, obviously the icon is being visible at all. So anyone will be clicking on that icon. But when it is going to be button, if I'm going to make it as a flat button, then it will be like look like a value itself. So in that case, we need to use a mat raised button. For icon and all those things, you could able to use a mat flat button itself. Okay, so now this part is over. Now next is in the yesterday's class itself, we had seen like when I'm going to have a method in HTML, it will be identifying a method in a TS file, right? So in TS file means in my new app.component.html, if I'm having a method known as open exercise, then in the same TS file, it will be checking out where it is been available, right? So I'm in the, you could able to see at this place, this is my new app component. So at this location, am I having a method known as open exercise? Yes. So now in open exercise, what I'm going to do it, just I'm going to open a dialog box. This is what in the yesterday's class we had seen. Then with respect to the width and property also, we could able to make it over here. We are having a property for the dialog box as width. So consider that if I'm going to have a width as 500 pixel. Okay, now if I'm going to run this, third, this is for open exercise, so I need to use this. See, it is becoming 500. Now I wanted to make it a top location, top 500 pixel. If I wanted to get it, then what I need to do in yesterday's practice session also I had said, but yet once again I'm repeating it. So here I need to make it as position, and it is going to be a JSON or whatever it may be. You can able to do it because generally we used to do it top left or right or bottom left or right. So for that purpose, we need to have a JSON type of values. You guys are listening? Students? Students? See, uh, if there is no interaction at all, then I can't able to continue the lecture. You guys are listening? Just raise your hand. Rajesh, are you there? Students? Okay, one student had raised the hand. Hemant, hope you are listening to me. Are you able to follow me, Hemant? Just give a thumb if it is yes, then I can proceed further. Otherwise, where you are lagging, just to mention it in a chat window, I can able to proceed. Okay. Apart from Hemant, is anyone else is over here? Anyone else is here? I'm giving a privilege to talk for Hemant. Hemant? Hemant? Shall I proceed? Hemant, shall I proceed? Yeah, I'm asking you only. Shall I proceed, Hemant? Okay. So by considering at least Hemant is listening, hope, see, I'm teaching you guys for the sake of making you um, clear as well as get a good knowledge in the dialog box. So expecting your cooperation and interaction with me, then and then only I could able to understand are you following me or not. See, in yesterday's practice session, what we had seen is like when I'm going to click this, then I'm getting a dialog box over here, right? Now, this I wanted to make it as top or bottom, whatever it is, if I wanted, then what I need to do it here, I need to mention here 0 pixel, right? Then I can save it. Then it will be coming at the top position. Then if I'm clicking, it will be coming at the top position. Now I don't want it to get it at the top at all. Let it be at the center itself. So in that case, I don't want it to mention a position at all because by default, it will be considering the center only. Okay. Now I will be getting it like this. Okay. Now, at this, instead of a dialog box, I want a value of name as well as the fruit. I need a value of name as well as the fruit, or else I need the value of ID, name, progress, and fruit. All four values also I needed. In that case, what I can able to do it is I need to use the property known as data. I need to use the property known as data. Now inside this only, I need to pass a value. Either I can able to pass it as like this or else I can able to pass it in like this also. Let me show you the difference of both square bracket as well as the curly braces also. So first of all, I need a value, right? I need a value to pass it. Which value I needed? I need a value of the existing UI table row value I needed. So how I can able to get those values? I can able to pass those values with the help of method itself. So in this method, I can able to pass those values. So what are the values I wanted to pass it? I want a value to pass of the respective row. So I need row.id, row.progress, row.name, and row.fruit. So these four values I wanted to pass it. So I can able to mention it over here, row.id, comma, row. What we had seen, name, I think, name, then row.progress, comma, row.id, row.name, row.progress, and row.fruit. So these four values I'm going to pass it. Okay. Then I'm going to pass it the same, see, method, as you know very well about the method calling function as well as the called function. So there you are going to call the function, right? So here you need to have that definition of that function. So at this location, I'm going to have EVT1, then EVT2, then EVT3, because four values, some variable I need to keep it. So I'm considering it as EVT1, 2, 3, 4 as it is. So I need to give any. Okay, any, and here also I'm going to give it as any. Okay, so up to this it is over. Next is like what we need to do. These are the values that I wanted to pass it to the exercise dialog component. So for that I need to use it over here like this, EVT1. Consider that I am going to give it like this as an array, okay, instead of a JSON. EVT1, comma, then I'm going to give here EVT2, comma, EVT3, comma, EVT4. So I'm going to pass these values over here. So I'm going to save this place, and here also I'm going to save it. Now the next important part is, once this is done, let it get saved. Okay, so now next part is exercise dialog. If I'm going to have this method, so at this location, the most important part is I need to have a initialization in the part of constructor for MatDialog, then dialog reference, then dialog data. These things I need to have it in the constructor. So I'm going to use the same. Let me use the existing constructor as it is over here also. See, MatDialog is required. Then what is required for me? Inject is also required for me. Okay. I need dialog, reference, inject. In case if I'm going to use another MatDialog from that component, then I need to have a MatDialog also. So here I need to use exercise dialog. At this place, in a constructor, I need to have these part. Okay, so now I can able to display anywhere else, like, or else I let me assign it to some other variable known as this dot value, this dot id. Let me keep it as id. This dot id is equal to, so I need to initialize or declare the variable here, id colon any, likewise. Now this dot id is equal to, I'm going to use this dot data of 0. So first value I'm going to use it, or else you can able to display the value of console in console.log also you could able to display. Let me show you how it is being used. This dot data. Okay, so the entire value also going to be displayed. So from there, I'm passing a value, and that is being displayed in your console.log, and you are assigning it to this dot id. So this dot id, I wanted to have it in my exercise dialog. So here I'm going to use it ID. So when I'm going to click on it, see, I'm getting a dialog box 1. Now when I'm going to click on the second value, I'm getting 2. Third value, I will be getting a third value. Now the same way, what I did, I have used the array based one, right? I have passed the values in a way of like array based way. Now consider that this dot data I'm going to use it. Now instead of data of 0, if I'm going to make it as this dot data, then what happens? You just see. If I'm clicking it, I will be getting all the values because data is having all the values with respect to ID, name, progress, and fruit. If you wanted to display it specifically, then you can able to use this dot data of 0 or 1, 2, 3. Likewise, you could able to consider. Are you could able to follow me? Sorry for late response. Okay, it's okay. Hemant, and students, are you able to follow me? Okay, thanks, Hemant. And what about the remaining? Jenny, okay. Hope you guys are following me. As it is a recorded session, like I can't able to communicate in mother tongue. So during the practice session, if you have any doubts, you can ask me and I can able to help you. So now what we had learned is like when I'm going to click click a icon, I'm getting a dialog box like this, right? Now I wanted to have a table itself. At this location, I need to get a table. And for that purpose, how I can able to do it? See, like this, I need to get a table. So in order to get a table, generally what we used to do, we need to have a HTML files over there, right? So in a HTML, we need to have a mat table. Let me show you that also. Look at here. Now we are having a simple HTML tag alone. Now consider that I'm going to use a mat tag, mat card. I need to get a error message. Let me show you why I'm getting a error, like how why I'm getting error message also. See, I'm getting an error message. What is the cause of error message? You could able to get it with the help of a error message itself. Look at here. See, math code is an Angular component, then verify that it is a part of this module. Meaning of that is exercise dialog is a component, right? Exercise dialog is a component. We have not created a module at all, right? So module which we have created is my new app is the module. My new app is the module. Exercise dialog is a component. So in module only, we used to have all the material meaning of that is like input statements, everything we used to keep it in module only. So in that case, for any of the component, if it is not having a module, then you need to have that component name in the location where the module is being mentioned. So at this location, if we are going to give exercise dialog, right? Because it is dependent on my new app component. So under the my new app component only, you are having view details component as well as exercise dialog component also. You are not having a module at all. So in that case, you are intimating the system. These two components are coming under the my new app component. So use the same import statement which are being used in my new app component also. So for that purpose, you need to mention the component name over here. Once this is over, then you could able to use all the import statement whichever been used here, everything you could able to use it in a component of exercise dialog as well as the view details also. So these are the two things that you need to keep in your mind. So once this part is over, meaning of that is now I could able to use all the material, angular material tags at all. So next is, let us move ahead and let me take out the mat table. Um, let me take down a simple mat table. Okay, consider that instead of typing all those things, I'm just copying paste. Now consider that I'm going to have a table where I'm having block, room, total, these three values. Okay. So these three values, I wanted to have it in my exercise dialog. Once I'm clicking it, I need to get that mat dialog box. Okay. So for that purpose, what I'm going to do it here, I'm going to write down the mat table over here. Now, whenever we are proceeding with the mat dialog, the most important part is we need to have a data source, right? So we need to have a data source in a respective component TS file. So now my component HTML is exercise dialog.component.html. Now my TS file is what? Exercise dialog.component.ts file will be there, right? That is available under the my new component.ts file. So under the my new component.ts file, this is the TS file of my exercise dialog. How I am saying, you could able to see here template URL is equal to exercise dialog.component.html. So based upon this template URL, you could able to get to a conclusion. This component is nothing but my exercise dialog component HTML TS file. Now you got to know this is my TS file. So once you got the confirmation, the next part is what? I need to have a data source name. So what is the data source name I have mentioned over here? CR table. So that I need to mention it here. So here I need to mention CR table. Spelling and all those things you need to check it out. Caps small. So here you need to mention CR table equal to new, that is going to be a mat table. So we need to have mat table data source. No need to worry about the importing statement because already we have imported in my new app component.ts file. So there is no need to worry about the data source also. Table also already we have imported in my new app component.ts file itself as well as the module.ts file. So now this part is over. Next, what we are supposed to do? CR table, this is done. Next is when we are going ahead with the ng on in it itself, just give the value of CR table also. So presently I'm not having that value. That value is being present in my new component.ts file, isn't it? So we can able to pass the entire table values also over here. See, already we are having a value, this .cr table, right? So in this, we are having a block, room, table, what I can say, row column, column capacity, total, property, every values are being present in this .cr table itself. So we could able to pass this value as it is over here. In this open exercise, you could able to pass it like this .cr table as it is, you could able to pass it. So now you could able to get the values also as it is. See, I'm getting it as object because the values are in a JSON format. So now I can able to use it in a table. How to make it? See this .cr. So in open exercise, at this location, here what I can able to do, I can able to assign the value to that place. So already I'm having at this .cr table. This .cr table equal to, I can able to pass it as new mat table data source of this dot data of 0, 1, 2, 3, EVT 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So before that, let us check it out. Am I getting a values as JSON or not? If it is not so, instead of passing it as an array, we need to pass it as JSON from there, from open exercise dialog box. So we are getting like a console.log. Let us check it out. What is going to be the output? So dialog result is undefined. So here say 282, I'm getting undefined. 282. So which is undefined. So I need to pass, instead of passing it as an array, I need to pass it as a JSON over here. So let me make changes over here. Bye bye. Okay, now let me use it in the same way over here. We, instead of using this dot data of 5, I need to use this dot data dot CR table. And here I need to mention this dot data dot EVT1. Here I need to pass it as it is, this dot data dot CR table. Displayed column, we need to mention it clearly, as we are using a table, then we need to have the displayed column at that place. So I need to have a displayed call in my exercise dialog.component.ts file. So here I need to have displayed call string array equal to, what are the values I'm having? Block. Then I need to have room. Let it be, let me have only two values over here. How many are there? Block and room. The column definitions are correct. Okay, fine. And here I should not get a percentage symbol. With this, in display columns, I need to have the same. Okay, so now this is done. Let me run the code. So dialog box 1, and here I'm getting block and room, and in that location in inspect, am I getting a values or not? Add table data source is there. So at that location, I'm getting all the values with respect to 52 values are going to be there. So I have used the block and room. So this value is being assigned over there or not, that we need to check it out. So at this location, this .cr table is equal to, what is this? 285. At 285, am I getting a value? 285. So 283. Am I getting a value at 283? Here you could able to check it out, 283. The values are being present at 283 only. So in 283, we got all the values, right? So what we need to do, the same way we have to use it at that place also. So this .cr table is having all the values. So in HTML also, I could able to use it as it is. So here I'm having block and room. So these values, I need to display it in table. Dialog box 1, as I'm displaying only one value, so I'm getting the one value over there. And in TS file, what are the values I wanted to display it? This .cr table, it has been displayed properly. Here I'm displaying in console.log, I'm displaying this value. Now let me display that value in another one place also. So here I'm going to have this .cr table. So in this .cr table, whatever the values are there, let me first of all display it on a dialog box and then assign it to the table. Let me check out the spelling. Here table is small. So we are getting object. This data.cr table. So here at this location, I'm getting this data.cr table. So the values console.log, let me check it out over here. '87. 287 mat table data source, it is coming perfectly, and the values are available inside the filtered data. Right, let me check out where it has been available. Okay, so it is available under the data. So under the data only, I'm having 52 values. So here, So at this place, now 287, our row is 287. Now at the 287th line, am I getting the values perfectly? Now it comes before 52 filtered data itself. See, priorly we were getting it at the place of which location? Filtered by data. Now it has been changed. Okay, see, as the time goes on, in practice session, let us continue the same. Rajesh, hope you guys understood how to pass a value from the one component to the another component. Now we are proceeding with the passing the table from the one component to the another component. During the practice session, we will have all those things. Rajesh, can we, Rajesh? Rajesh, are you there? Okay, let me stop the recording and then we can able to proceed with the practice session.